All right. Hi. I think I'm trying to. Hi, guys. Okay. I finally got this figured out. All right. All right. Hi, guys. Oh my gosh. There's so many people. I'm so excited. Okay. How do I change the name, Mallory? I don't know how to. Wait a minute.
Hello.
I had to unmute myself.
All right. Can you guys hear me? Everybody muted still, I think, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you, Shelby.
I can hear you.
Oh,
I have to show
admit everybody.
this.
So once everybody like showed up, and I was like, oh my gosh. So make sure. Okay.
I'm sending out messages. Hold on.
I know everyone's messaged me and say, who's Mary Jo? They're like, am I on the wrong group? I don't want to be with random people.
I thought that same thing. I was like, surely this is the right group. And then I was like, well, Flourish is the password, so it has to be the right group.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh, I totally probably should have mentioned that so people weren't like, oh my God. That would be the most awkward. Imagine popping on there with a bunch of random people you don't even know.
Just start talking Cincy. Be like, hey, you need a Cincy lady? I'm right here.
Yeah.
You said that, but I was literally in the middle of texting you to ask you.
No way. Oh my God. I know. I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's wondering who's Mary Jo. And I'm like, oh, yep. I'm like, it's a family member of Mallory and Shelby, but I don't remember who. Okay. All right, Shelby, Mallory, you all tell me when you want me to start.
It doesn't matter. Whenever you want to, girlfriend. It's all you.
Okay. Mallory, do you have a couple people you're waiting on? Are we good? Am I good?
I just send out messages to everybody.
Yeah, I've been texting too.
Okay.
And I can message around while you're talking still.
Okay.
Just make sure you go in and Shelby mute everybody but Autumn, and then everybody. You want to just see Autumn, swipe all the way over to the left, and you'll just see Autumn. If that's what you want.
Oh,
Okay. Let's see.
You guys know.
Oh no.
Please tell me. Dang it. Oh, that would have been hilarious to watch back. But no. Yeah, if like seeing other people like distracts you or like watching what other people are doing, then just swipe all the way over and you'll just see Autumn, if that's what you prefer. Or just stalk everybody. Anyways, shall we mute everybody?
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
I think you go to
I'll mute myself and Autumn. And I'm keeping an eye on because like it's making me admit people, so I've got that covered. So there's people still joining. All right.
you.
Oh, I figured it out. Okay, here we go.
okay.
Cool. Autumn, unmute yourself. I'm sorry. I muted everybody, so unmute yourself. Sorry.
Okay. We're good. Okay, so I'm going to start off with talking about online parties because you guys are probably all having tons of online parties right now. I know that I have literally 4 online parties happening right now. Don't feel discouraged. It was not always like that. In the beginning, it is seriously something that people will, once they start loving Cincy, just as like crazy loving it, they're going to want to host parties because they're going to want free stuff. So someone says no, don't let that discourage you because we've all been told no 50 times. So just know that. Do not let that stop you from asking someone else. But a huge thing is do not say party. I know that is like, that doesn't make any sense, but the word party makes people think of even though it's online, it just makes them think that they have to do all these different things that they really have to do, but they think that it's just something bigger than what it is, and like they're gonna have to do a whole lot of other things, and they really don't have to do that. So what I like to do is I like to call them online scent events. You can come up with whatever you want, but just without saying party, it's a huge difference. So anyone who mentions that they love Scentsy, anyone who mentions that they want free product, or that they don't really have money to spend on stuff, or like, hey, I would like this, this, and this, but I don't really have extra income right now, say, okay, well, would you like to host an online scent event and we can get you some free stuff? And that is like simple. If you send them a whole paragraph, I guarantee you they're probably going to be like, okay, this is just too much. If you keep it simple, they're going to think, okay, this is simple, this is fine. So let's see here. What else did I say? Okay. Also, because there's the $20 special this month, always, always, always offer a party. But right now, since it's just $20 to join, say, hey, you could just try this out for 20 bucks. So, and if they say no, then say, okay, well, let's just get you some free stuff and let's have a scent event for you. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make your link, your party link, and you're going to want to make sure you have them as the host, because in the beginning that's kind of confusing. You're the host at first, but you're going to want to make them the host, and then make sure you send them the link so they have it. But then you're going to want to make a group. I like to make Facebook groups because you can schedule, post, and let me tell you what, it is a lifesaver. Scheduling post is everything. I will literally schedule post the day before or like the morning of. That way I got that out of the way and I can focus on commenting back to people, communicating with others. So you're not so focused on what you're posting. You already have that done. That is like out of the way. It's one thing checked off your list to do. And you can focus like a lot on enjoying the party with everyone and talking to them and building relationships. And I'm telling you, the groups are awesome. I like to also ask the hosts, what is a warmer that you have on your wish list? So that way that each group has kind of like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. If you know me, I like lose words all the time. So sorry. But so it will be like their personality. So if it's a warmer that they love and you set that warmer up, you find a really pretty picture of it in home. An in-home photo is everything. You find a real pretty picture of it and make it the cover photo, and that just gives it so much personality for the host, and that's huge. And another thing I've been doing that is big is I will make an announcement. The very first post I do, I make it as an announcement, and it is a picture of me, and it says like welcome, or it says thank you, and it introduces who I am, when the party starts, when the party ends, and then I have the link. And then that is the only time throughout the entire Facebook party that I will post the link. And it's right there on the announcements, and I'll even say, hey, I'll keep the link as the announcement. That way you can easily order or easily know where the link is to order at any time throughout the party. And another thing, I like to do them for 5 days. I sometimes think if it's less than that, some people don't get on Facebook that often. So if it's less, they're kind of like, oh my gosh, I missed the party. If it's too long, then people aren't interested anymore. 5 days I have found is the best, 4 to 5. I also like to make sure a Friday is one of those days. That is huge because probably like 90% of people get paid on Fridays. I feel like, I don't really know, I'm just making that up, but a lot of people get paid on Friday. So I just always thought, and it's kind of like an exciting day. People are off work. They're like, okay, I'm ready to shop. I worked hard this week. It's huge. Let's see here. Okay. So make sure that your host, after you invite her to the group, make sure that that host is personally messaging every single person that they invite, because invites get lost easily in Facebook. And if they're not really communicating and they just kind of like mass invited 100 people, that's not going to work out. You want them to invite friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, people that they would have in their home. If they weren't going to have that person in their home, they don't need to be on the Facebook party. That just makes it completely just, I don't know, icky feeling. Nobody just wants to be invited to something just so somebody else can get a rewards. They want to be invited because you wanted them there. So they can just totally tell. So like I said, 5 days, I usually run mine. About 2 days before, unless it is super last minute, about 2 days before, I'll go ahead and make the group, and then I will invite the host and tell her to start inviting people. That way they have enough time within those 2 days to get into the group. That way we can get started and no one misses anything. Okay, so welcome post at the beginning. Make sure that's an announcement with the link. Huge. I'm telling you, I have not had anyone ask me, how do I order? Where's the link? You know, that is just straight up the announcement. Also, tell the host the more interactive that they are, the more interactive everyone else is going to be. If the host is tagging people, liking things, commenting on things, more than likely the rest of her friends and family are going to do the same thing because they're going to see she's excited and everyone feeds off that excitement. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know much about Google Forms, but it's not a big deal. It's something that if you just go in there and try it out, it is not that bad. I have been doing these Google Forms for a fragrance quiz because I think it's a great way for me to have one-on-one communication with people in the party. And that way we can talk about what scents they want, because that is hard. Like when somebody comes in and you're like, hey, we have over 70 scents to choose from, and someone's never tried Scentsy before, they're going to be like, what the heck? And if they're in a party, more than likely they're not going to message you and say, hey, what scent should I try? They're going to be kind of like, I don't want to bother her. That's just kind of how people think. So I have learned that these Google Forms work really well because people will fill out this form, and then I have them write their name, their address, their phone number. I say, would you rather communicate with phone, through a text message, email, or Facebook Messenger? And then whichever one they prefer, I will message them my personal scent recommendations for them. And each part of the quiz has different, it's the different scent families, and I have it where they can mark each one that they like. And then I can kind of just see, okay, so if you like fresh, do you like lavender, or do you like a fresh linen kind of smell? It's just because there's so many different parts of each scent family that you can't necessarily say, okay, you're gonna like all these fresh scents, because that's not gonna work. So that has been huge, and it's been a way for me to communicate one-on-one with them. And it's like people, after they had that, do that quiz, they're so excited. Sometimes they'll just go ahead and order, or they'll wait and order for what you recommended to them. Okay, and let me see here. Okay, also, one last thing, and then I'm done. Remember that if it's someone who like lives local, and let's say they want to save on shipping and they want it all to get shipped to you, and you can drop it off to them and they can give it to all their friends and family, you can totally do that. But just be sure that you watch when you say free shipping. It is free shipping, but we're not allowed to publicly say free shipping because it wants to be equal for everyone, equal grounds. So if someone else who can't drive, let's say, can't run around and do local bulk orders, they can't say free shipping, or they can't really do bulk orders like we can do bulk orders. So all you have to do is say, it's not a big deal, I promise. All you got to do is say, hey, I'm doing a local bulk order if anyone wants in on it. And then if somebody's like, what's a local bulk order? Then you just message them and say, hey, it's free shipping pretty much, and it gets shipped to me, and I will meet up with you, or I'll drop it off at your house or your work and whatever, all the things. So I think that is all. I think that's all on online parties that I had. Pretty sure. So yes, I know I probably talked really, really fast, and I'm sorry if I did. I just want to get everything, set. Okay. Shelby, are you going next, I think? Or is it Mallory? I can't remember.
Can I ask a few questions really quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just have 3 questions.
Okay.
How do you, like, when you do your host coaching,
Mhm.
do you do that in like a video that you send them, or like how do you do that before the party
Keep it
starts? Or
super simple. So like when I tell them to invite everyone and then I tell them to personally message everyone, they personally message everyone. And then after they personally message everyone, maybe like the next day, then I'll tell them like I'm super excited. Just it's pretty much staying in communication with them and pretty much like, hey, do you know if anyone has any questions? If they have any questions, make sure they come to me. Hey, did you know if so and so got this question answered, or different things like that. And then pretty much making sure that they know that the more interactive they are, that everyone else is going to be interactive. And then also to tag people. That's huge too. Like if they see a warmer, their mom would like, tag their mom. I know it's so simple, but it makes a huge difference.
yeah. And then how do you is there a way that you make sure that people are seeing your post, and how many posts do you do during the day?
I start at 9 a.m. and I have them go every 2 hours. Or does that make sense? Yeah, every 2 hours up until 9 p.m. And that's not every single day, at the beginning more, but I think like towards the end, I start slowing it down just a little. It kind of depends on how much content you have. You don't want to overload, but you don't want to under either, because the more you're posting, the more, I'm not very good with the algorithms, like the explanation of it, but you will, like when you've been in a group and there's been a lot of posts and all of a sudden you'll get a notification about it. That's kind of what happens. Does that make sense, Chrissy? Okay. Did you have another question? Or is that it? Or can I just not count?
That last question was actually 2 questions.
Okay, perfect. All right. Whoever is next. Okay, Laura says that makes sense. Good. All right, Shelby, is it you or is it Mallory?
Shelby, you can go next and then I'll go after you.
Okay, I'll mute.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about Instagram and stories and kind of building your brand, how to best utilize this system and the social media platform to your best advantage. Especially right now, everybody's still like on their phones like crazy and they're watching you like no other, whether that you think that they are or not. So for Instagram in particular, that's what I'm going to be focusing on because I feel that that is my strongest suit. But it will kind of link to Facebook just a little bit. And then Mallory will go into more of the Facebook tips and tricks. So for Instagram, I really try to focus my feed. So what I'm posting and keeping in my profile as part of my brand and things that I do that set me apart and that I want people to remember me as. So for me personally, traveling is a big thing that I try to brand myself with. Fashion, I'm always dressing in different crazy outfits and my nails are always different. And then positivity and my Scentsy family. So those are the main things that I'm going to post on my feed to tie into my brand. So the stories are what you want to use for like your everyday life, things that you're doing simply from changing your wax out. Pop a story in real quick, show people what you're doing. I had like 4 people the other day tell me they never knew they could change their wax out with cotton balls. And they just learned that from my story. And then they think, okay, she's Scentsy, I got a couple orders off of it, yada, yada. Or if you're working, like if you're doing, if you're sitting outside, like enjoying the weather, working your Scentsy business, post that in a story. But the main thing I think too, with stories is don't make it all about Scentsy. I try to do 4 to 5 personal stories, whether that's a quote, a memory, a picture of my cat, a video of my dog. I'll do those and then incorporate 1 for every 4 Scentsy posts. Because if you're constantly posting just flyers and stuff and your stories, like people, they want to get to know you. And that's what the stories are really for, is to show people how you live your everyday life, what you're about. So that's why I think videos are really important. I've just now gotten comfortable like telling a story on the video, but the thing about it is that is the best thing for people to truly get to know you, get to know your personality, and then they're going to connect with you more. they can see text all the time, but if they're going through your stories, even if they don't have your volume on, they can kind of see your was it charismatic and how like you handle yourself. And so that's a really, really big thing. And I've just learned that at first it was like super scary and I was like, people aren't going to listen to me. But then, you know, I have people tell me, oh yeah, I saw that on your story the other day where you thought that the song Bands Will Make Her Dance was saying pants. And I'm like, oh, you're actually listening to me? So they're watching you. So yeah, anything that you're doing for your business. And also on your Instagram stories, you can link those to Facebook. So if you post it to your Instagram, it automatically goes over to your Facebook. So your Facebook friends can also see that on their story. Let's see, what else did I have here? So 3 to 5 things. Oh, and back on the branding, like if you don't really know, you know, you're thinking like, what is my brand? Like, what can I brand myself with? There's a really good question that Christina had mentioned in Elite to Lead program. And basically just on your Facebook wall, just say, what are 3 things that you think of besides Scentsy when you think of me? And then from other people's perspectives, that can kind of give you a vision on kind of what you want to wrap your brand around. And then, like I said, people just want to get to know you on your stories, on your feed. That's a quick glance. So I don't recommend, you know, posting flyers, or if you're going to post anything Scentsy family, from events, hanging out with at team gatherings, or, you know, like a live product or dish soap or whatnot. But yeah, anytime you're ever using a product, like counter clean or changing out your pods in your wall fan, anything, just snap a quick video and add that to your story, because you'd be surprised how many people are actually watching you. And then you have a product that they're like, oh, I never knew you had that. Scentsy Fresh, all the things. So yeah, and the biggest thing about stories to me is if you want to build a team and, you know, you're having conversations with people and prospects, and, you know, you have a host or a dream team list, and they might say no, but it might not be no forever, but they're watching your stories and how you continually show up, and that you're passionate about your business, and just share your love and joy. And then there was one more thing I was going to say. Sorry, I'm like, backing up orders. Yes. So yes, recruiting and, you know, also, and then when you're doing your Instagram stories, like the $20 join special this month, take a picture of yourself with a $20 bill and say it's only $20 to join Scentsy this month. And then you can add a poll at the end. And I don't ever give them a negative option. So it'll be like, heck yeah, or send me info. And then if they click one of those, that's an immediate like, okay, I can message her, and you'll be surprised at who actually is interested. They just won't come to you. So this gives them an option to be like, hey, I'm interested, reach out to me. But yeah, I think Instagram and stories, the stories is the main thing, because everybody's watching Instagram stories, and the fact that you can just have them quickly transfer over to Facebook. That way, if your Facebook followers aren't on Instagram, they can still see it. It lets people get to know you. It lets people see the product that you're using live, in action. And it just really it helps people trust you, if that makes sense. And if they trust you and they feel like they know you, then they're not only opt to buy from you or host from you, but they're more opt to join your team and along this journey with us. So I think that's all I have. I'll see if there's any questions. Oh my gosh, Caitlin, I know. I'm a bartender and I always have cash. And I'm like, this is like the one time I don't have $20. So I have to go to the bank and did that. I did that with the $15 join kit, and it got a lot of like attention. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Let's see. Okay, well, if you guys don't have any questions, I will let Mallory go ahead and talk about Facebook and algorithms.
Okay, I do have a question. You know,
Yeah, Chris, go
because
ahead.
I always ask questions, right?
Good.
So about, you may have answered this, but I was slightly distracted.
Good.
But so you don't post anything on your feed about Scentsy. That's just that you just do it on your stories?
Yes, I do post about Scentsy on my feed, and but it varies. It'll be more real life pictures of a product or a warmer, or, you know, setup of dish soap. Autumn's got a lot of really good like prop photos that she's taken herself on her Instagram feed. But yeah, I do those types of things on my feed and my stories. So for instance, like the summer collection that's launching, that's something I'm going to put on my story compared to my feed. Just because people are clicking through, and I've noticed, you know, and especially the longer you're in with Scentsy, and you don't want it to hog up that feed. The feed is really for people just to kind of swipe, but like pictures of us at World Tour, like that's perfect, or gatherings, things like that. I use it a lot for the family and the community part of Scentsy, and not so much based on like the product and specials and things like that.
Hey, Shelby.
You ready, Matt? What up?
Tell them the 80-20 rule while you're talking about that.
Of posts, yeah. I did it numerically, but yeah, every like I try to do 4 to 5 non-Scentsy posts per one Scentsy post, and also on posting to your on your stories, that is, and in general. But there was one more thing I just thought it. You all know I forget everything I'm about to say. It'll come to me. Now you can go ahead.
Okay. Hold on one second. So, before I even start talking, I just want to let everybody know that the only reason why I know so much about this is because I used to know nothing about this. Before I joined Scentsy, I did not have social media. I was one of those weirdos that was just like, I don't do social media. So I did not have social media, and I had to relearn all of this. And the only reason why I know what I'm talking about is because I used to be terrible at social media, and now I'm not. So that's the only reason why, if you're like, wow, she's a little straightforward, like, thanks, like, that kind of hit me a little bit. That's because I've done the same thing. So don't worry about it. If you're like, wow, I do that and she's telling me not to, that's because I've done the same thing. So that's the only reason why. So before anybody's like, well, that's why I'm very passionate about social media and algorithms, I guess you could say, because I've worked my tush off to figure out this dang Facebook algorithm. Next is Instagram. I'm coming for you, Instagram. But first things first, like Shelby said, like when she was talking about how she posts in her stories, you know, her personal things. And, you know, sometimes like flyers from the marketing tab, and we have a great marketing team. They make great marketing images, but those aren't meant to be posted on your feed. They could be in your VIP group, and we're going to talk a little bit more like that group and what you should post in there. But flyers should not be posted on like your and what I'm training on more is like more of Facebook. And a lot of it does pertain to Instagram as well. You don't want to post a flyer on your Instagram grid as well. You don't want to post a flyer on your Facebook. The way the brain works is when we see a flyer, we think ad and we scroll. Like, do you ever really look at ads? Unless it like really catches your eye, do you ever really look at ads? No, our brain says scroll. So you want to post pictures of yourself and you using Scentsy. And this is the 80-20 rule. I'm going to dig into a little bit more of the 80-20 rule on Facebook. And this actually can pertain to your Instagram grid as well. If you don't know what an Instagram grid is, it's when you get on Instagram and you click on someone's profile and it has all the pictures in a little grid. That's your Instagram grid. You want to keep it 80-20. 80% your personal life and 20% Scentsy. So you want to make sure that you're posting 80% of your life. People want to get to know you. They know you sell Scentsy, guys. They've heard you talk about it. They've seen you post about it. You've probably messaged them. If you did your list of 100, reached out to people. They know you sell Scentsy. They want to get to know you. People want to buy from somebody that they know or feel like they know. And I'll tell you one thing. People might not know you at first, but you get to know people and it's like you've known them forever. So you want to get to know people and they want to get to know you as well. So post about you and your life 80% of the time. The 20% you're posting about Scentsy should be personal Scentsy posts. So not flyers, not someone else's picture. People can tell when you stole someone else's picture and posted on your wall. They can tell that's not your living room. They can tell that's not your house. It's inauthentic. It comes off inauthentic. guys, I'm saying this because I've done this. Please don't think I'm being harsh. I'm saying this because I've done all of these things. And I've noticed a huge difference when I stopped and flipped myself around to do different things. If you're going to post Scentsy, make sure it's authentic Scentsy posts, things you're doing for Scentsy. And that doesn't even have to be product posts, guys. I'll post little postcards I get or stuff from the home office. If you get like, you know, any charms or anything like that, I'll post like when we have Scentsy get-togethers, like those kind of Scentsy things are also Scentsy things. So people are watching you not only for your products, but like for our community. So remember that. So that's just the 80-20 rule. I just want to run over that real quick. So that's really easy. But let's talk about like algorithms really quick. Do you post and you're like, God, my posts get no attention? Like, dang, like I just want more likes on my posts. That's because you're not liking posts or commenting on posts. If you want likes on your posts, you have to like other people's posts. Learn that the hard way, okay? The definition of an algorithm is a process set up that basically repeats itself. Whatever you feed into it is what it's going to give out to you. That is an algorithm. So if you want to get out likes, you've got to put in likes. You've got to comment on people's statuses. Not only is that going to help your algorithm, that's going to help you connect with people, gain friendships, gain community, and that's going to help you gain customers. Like, we're not just liking people's posts and commenting on people's posts because we want sales. That's why we're doing it. Like, we're genuinely doing it to build communities of people. Like, you're not liking people's posts and commenting on people's posts just so they'll like and comment on your posts either. Like, I've kind of learned that, like, whatever is out there kind of can tell when you're doing that. Like, I don't know. It can tell when you're liking and commenting on just for sales. You've got to be authentic. You've got to put yourself out there. If you want likes, you got to give them. It's as easy as that. That's how an algorithm works. So here's another little quick tip too, guys. Facebook knows because back when MLM first started, there was no like algorithm really, like it didn't really exist because it was more like MySpace, but Facebook when it came, it didn't really have like an algorithm. So people in MLMs, direct sales, they could go through really fast and just like, and like it would boost their algorithm because they were just liking a lot of posts. But Facebook knows when you do that now. Facebook literally knows how long you've looked at a post. It literally knows how long you watched a video. Like, it knows. So if you watch a video for like 2 seconds and then like it real quick, it knows. It knows that. Like, it's weird. Trust me, guys, I've done my research and I know by firsthand experience. I don't know why I'm trying to even talk with this hand. Like, this guy just needs to go down here. I'm speaking from firsthand experience that if you are scrolling and liking really quick, Facebook knows. It knows how long you look at a post, okay? Listen to this. It helps your algorithm. This is facts, you guys. It helps your algorithm. So, like, say someone posts a post with like 8 pictures and you can only see the first 5. If you open that post and just scroll through the pictures real quick, not each one separately, but just when you click on the post itself and just kind of scroll through the pictures, that helps your algorithm. It knows that you opened that post and scrolled through those pictures and looked at each one real quick and liked. Commenting goes way farther than likes, but you know, when you're first starting out, sometimes people are like kind of eerie about commenting. So if you want to start off liking, but commenting does go a lot farther. So Facebook algorithms, you got to put in what you want to get out. Okay. Like, I can post a picture of my freaking dinner and get 50 likes on it because I've worked so hard on my algorithm. Okay. You guys, like, you don't see a lot of the behind the scenes work that we do. You just think, oh my God, she has so many people that like follow her and like her. And how do I get like that many people to follow and like me? Like, how did she get that many people to start watching her? Because she started watching people and she started connecting to people. So they started connecting to her because and that is the law of the freaking universe. What you put out is what you're going to get back in. It's easy as that. So we can stop talking about that because I can talk about that all day, like literally all day. I can talk about Facebook algorithms. I don't know. But we're going to talk real quick. VIP groups. Personally, I don't post more than 1 time a day in my VIP group. If I'm in a group, someone else's VIP group, and they post more than 1 time a day, I'm like, okay, I'm so tired of seeing all these posts. Like, I know you sell whatever. Like, I get it. But 1 time a day, really not that big of a deal. I post 1 time a day in my business page, one time a day in my Facebook VIP group. A business page is a page linked up to your Facebook page. Your personal Facebook page is linked up to another page, and that's your business page. Go to pages on Facebook and click create and create a Facebook business page. A business page is where you're just going to do most of your marketing and advertising. Your page. Now, when people like your page and you post in it, it's going to show up on their timeline. Like when they're scrolling through Facebook, it's going to show up on their timeline because they've liked your page. So that's kind of how your business page works. Your business page, you just want to really like market. It's a way for people to find you as well. So like you want to make sure you put Scentsy, the name Scentsy, in your business page. So when people search for Scentsy on Facebook, they might find you. I've had people like find me from my business page just because they searched like Scentsy and they found Mallory Thompson Scentsy. I guess it put us by each other because we have like the same zip code. I don't know, but it works. So, and like your VIP group, personally, your VIP group works almost just like your timeline, like your Facebook, like your actual, personal page. You want to post like one time a day. Make sure, you tell people about the specials going on, new releases, blah, blah, blah. Show appreciation to the customers who support you the most. You don't want someone to order one time and put them in your VIP group. You just don't. Like sometimes people order from you one time and never order from you again. Thank God, because we're not a subscription service and you can do that. Like that's the freedom of Scentsy. If they want to buy one time and never buy again, they can do that. And people do that all the time. Like you can follow up with them 15 times and they'll just never order again. You don't want to add every person who's ever bought from you to your VIP group because then they're not really VIPs, are they? You want to make sure, like guys, I have so many customers from the last 3 years that sometimes it's hard to keep up with them. But there's only about 60 people in my VIP group. 50? Because like they're my VIPs. Like they're the people I want to take care of the most, the people buying the most product. They're the people that I look out for the most. They're the people that I don't care know that I'm putting in a bulk order. Because like I don't want to deliver to everybody and their mom, but I will deliver to my VIPs. Like I will deliver to my VIPs, but I'm not going to deliver to everybody. So, and then some of my VIPs are out of state. They know when I say bulk order, that means nothing to them. And they'll get to know like what bulk order means because again, you can't just say free shipping. A Facebook group is still a public platform. You cannot say free shipping on your Facebook group. It's out of compliance. It's going to be harder for compliance to find you because it's a private group most likely, but they can find you. Not saying that I would ever report you to compliance for saying free shipping, but it is out of compliance to say it. But if you work your business right and you say bulk order enough times, your customers will understand what it means. So yeah, in your VIP group, you just want to post to your VIPs and let them know when you're doing special things for them and, hook them up. And your VIP group also, remember, and I'm going to get off here in a minute because I just got a note. Well, we can get off in a minute because I just got a notification that Christina's live for the training in the big group. And I know it's going to be a lot of training for you guys. So you can watch the replay tomorrow or whatever. But if people are in my VIP group, for one, once someone joins my team, they're out of my VIP group. I'm sorry, I love you, but we can hook up in person, through text, through the big group, but you're not buying product from me. So like, I have to take you out of my VIP group, like, because it's just, I take my recruits out of my VIP group. I don't know if that sounds mean or not, but like, you've been in my VIP group probably for a while, so you kind of know how it works. So you know how I do mine. So all you got to do is do it exactly how you do mine. But I just don't, when you have new recruits in your VIP group, you just don't want them to copy and paste your posts because it's unauthentic. So you want them to kind of figure it out themselves. So I usually take them out of my VIP group. I'm sorry, I love you, but sometimes I got to. And when I notice that people are in my VIP group that might not have ordered in a while or who don't like anything ever, because you can see who's seen your post in your VIP group but didn't like it. People who don't interact or ever reach out to me or ever answer my text messages, I take them out of my VIP group because it lowers your algorithm when you have a ton of people in there and no one's liking anything. It lowers the algorithm when people are just watching and not liking. And they know they can reach out to me. They have my phone number. I have their contact information. I'll probably reach out to them in another 2 months to see if they need anything. They probably won't write me back. But, you got to take those people out of your VIP group. If they used to order from you a lot and they just kind of stopped, it happens sometimes. It happens all the time, you guys. Don't take offense to it if it does. You just keep getting more customers. Just keep doing your thing. But sometimes I have to take people out that just don't order from me anymore, or maybe have joined, like I said, or maybe have here's the thing too, is a lot of the times people will join and they've had an online party and their customers are in my VIP group who've ordered from me a few times, but now their person is a consultant, so they're going to order from them now. So I don't need them in my VIP group. Does that make sense? So if you have online parties for somebody a few times and they finally jump in and join, you want to take the people that are going to be their VIPs that are probably going to order from them now out of yours, because that's their customers now. That's how the game is. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say, because I literally, like I said, could talk about this all day. Let me check the chat. Oh my God, guys, there's 27. I'll have to get back. If anybody has a question, literally just unmute yourself and ask me. I have people in my VIP group that haven't bought stuff but interact constantly or interested. So should they not be in the group? Well, if they haven't bought anything, then they're not really a VIP customer. I wouldn't have them in my group if they haven't bought anything. I'll add them back in if they start buying, but they know you sell Scentsy and they can watch your stories and they can watch you. But I mean, if they're not buying anything from you, that's really just your choice. That's personal preference. But to me, I mean, if they're liking stuff, it's not hurting anything. But to me, I just, my VIPs are, my VIPs. That's just personal. I think that's just all personal preference, Laura. It's whatever you want to do. But me, I would just, take them out and they could reach out to me because they know I sell Scentsy if they ever want to purchase anything. Plus, that's why you have to still be really present on your personal page and in your stories and stuff, because people are going to watch you. And, Caitlin, I don't post. I'm looking for questions. But if you have a question, you can unmute yourself. And Autumn and Shelby, you can unmute yourself now. What are you posting once a day without repeating yourself each week? I feel like I post the same things. I really like to try to keep I really just post a lot of things that are like the new stuff, like, specials coming out and whatnot. I try to keep things like spicy in there. Like I'll post maybe like a little like a mystery bag, like, hey, I'm putting together mystery bags this week, does anybody want like one? Different things like that. But a lot of the times in my VIP group, I'm really just posting like products that I'm using personally as well, because I have a ton of pictures of things that I've used personally, like products that I've used personally that I've used on my story or that I use on my Facebook parties or whatever. I have a ton of like pictures. So like I don't post those on my Facebook feed because I don't post all of those on my Facebook feed because that'd be a lot of people watching me. The thing is like, I don't post every single thing that I am using all the time on my feed. So I have a lot of those photos like in backup. So I'll just post those like randomly throughout my group page. And I really don't like schedule posts in my group. I know a lot of people do that and I would love to like start. I just, like I said, like you said, there's a lot of the times, and sometimes I'll go like maybe a day without posting in my VIP group, maybe tops two. But sometimes I'll just literally post a post and be like, hey guys, I appreciate you. Like just something simple like that, like literally just keeping myself in their ear, small things. But yeah, sometimes, like if I do start running out of things to post, then that's when I kind of go and scroll through the group and like get inspiration and ideas for different things like that, like different kind of grab bags or different kind of, things to do for parties like bingo or whatever. But yeah, listen. I'm reading Mary's comments because Facebook does listen to what you're saying. I've literally talked about things before and then scroll through Facebook and there's like an ad for what I was talking about. So yeah, if anybody has any questions though, I have a business page and I have people on there that I'm not friends with who have joined. Yep. And your business page, when you post once a day, it just really helps people start seeing you more. They're just going to start seeing you more. So, but yeah, I'm done. Shelby and Autumn, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, so if anyone has any other questions, like at all, in general, before we jump off here, you guys just let us know. And
Add just one more thing on
Yes,
Instagram.
Shelby.
With algorithms and Instagram, they're completely different. So on Instagram, like your grid pictures, like if they're not getting a lot of likes, it's okay. because the grid is just for a reference compared to stories. So stories are the big thing on Instagram. So the more stories you're liking, the more stories you're watching, the more you're going to show up in people's Instagram algorithm, and they're going to see yours. And I make it a point to watch other people's stories and reply to their stories. And if they got a new puppy, be like, oh my gosh, that's so cute, or a little emoticon, anything, because that's a great way to start building relationships as well as still getting into the Instagram algorithm. So that's all I had, I think.
I think that was awesome. I think we got everything.
I
but-
think so too. This
Guys,
was
I
good
know-
and fun.
I know we talked a lot, but it's things will stick in your brain, and you'll realize that you got something when you're down the line. You're like, oh, that stuck. So I promise it was a lot. I know, but thanks for coming, you guys.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you all for coming and hanging out.
All right.
All right. Well, if nobody has any questions, I guess we can hop off of here. And if you have anybody that on your teams that weren't able to make it tonight, it will be recorded. So we'll have the link for it shortly. So,
Yay!
All right.
okay, guys. Well, if you all can, go hop on and say hi to Christina. But if not, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Love you guys.